many of you would like to have the Pareto principle locked in stone for yourself? Let me see your hand. Boom, watch this. First thing you got to do is prioritize your relational asset. Your relational asset. What did I say your asset in your business was? It's your database. That's right. Good old Brian Buffini and his doggone database stuff. I have a little iBoard here if you want to check it out. And this is what the 80-20 rule is all about. And if you look at working by referral, here's our list of people, and we have our A+. Okay? And for those who are new, you can write these down. They're people who've sent you multiple referrals. Okay, you have the A's, people who are most likely to refer you. You have the B's, people who would refer you if you asked them and showed them how to refer you, which most people, we don't ask. We don't want to be a pushy salesperson. We don't want to be up in somebody's grill. We don't want to be that guy or that gal at the party. Oh, would you like to invite 5 friends who might know 5 friends? Are you guys with me? So we don't want to do that. So what do? We say nothing. And they take our silence as indifference. They take our silence as, he must be good. Drove up in a nice car. They don't know it's leased. They think those $1 million designations actually mean something for a realtor, as opposed to a vow of poverty we've taken. You have the A+, the A's, the B's, the C people, the people who might refer in the future, new people to your database, your social media network, okay? And then the D's are the people to be deleted from your database. In order for something to grow, things have to be pruned. In organizations, people have to be pruned. Processes have to be pruned. As a person, when you grow, you have to be pruned. You have to A, B, C, D your database. Now, once you have this, you've prioritized that asset. Now what you need to do is re-engage the past clients. Now, let me just share this with you. Past clients are the key to this stacking effect. Past clients are the key to compounding. The past clients are key to this. Most people think the key to past clients is you got to be in the business a really long time. Well, if you're in the business a really long time, you'll get some. But if when you work this process, it's different. Now, how many of you have ever done a good job for a client, they liked you and you liked them, but when you got busy, you kind of lost contact with the person and you kind of moved on, and to go back and see them now, you'd almost feel a little guilty. Let me see your hands. How many of you feel so guilty you didn't raise your hands? Raise your hands. Okay. It's hard, and it's not intentional, and it's not that I viewed you as a check. It's not that. We're busy. And by the way, the relationship gets very intense around a transaction. You're talking all the time, especially near the end of the transaction. And then it's like a midwife. It's very intense at the end of the deal. Would you guys agree? And then the baby's born, and away you go. And what happens is we tend to get on to the next baby. And then the distance creates this awkwardness. So for me to engage again, oh, you must be desperate. You know, I'm not pregnant. There's no reason to talk to me, okay? I thought that was funnier. So we developed this little letter years ago called the confession letter. It's worked beautifully. And it says, so it's a confession letter you send out. And it just says, hi, it's me. It's beautifully written, well scripted. Many people want to change it. Just use it the way it is, send it out. Now, you want to take off the part that says confession letter. Okay, you want to take that off. Okay, we want to get you going with this stuff. The third thing is, now that you've sorted your asset relationally, you've re-engaged your past customers, now you want to create and add new relationships. You got to put new people into this database. This is very crucial, and this is also back to Vilfredo with the Pareto principle. You have to bring new people in. This has to stay fresh. View this like a lake. You have to have fresh water coming in here or this starts to stagnate, okay? And so my good friend, Mr. Joe Nego, I got a chance to partner up with him years ago in regards to our real estate businesses. I would travel to Chicago to see how he did his business. He would come to San Diego. There were no coaching companies like this. And so I would watch Joe in action. And Joe worked a smaller average sales price than I did, had more people in his database. That's what he had to do to make up the numbers. So he was constantly adding people to his database, and his goal was 5 new people a day. And he'd have 5 business cards in his pocket a day. Now, do you need to do that? No, your average sales price, I didn't do that. My average sales price was a lot higher than Joe's. So I didn't add 5 new people a day. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But that's what he needed to do to keep the transaction volume he wanted. And that's where he was over 200 deals a year. And over 200 deals a year was about 80 for me. So it was a blessing to be on the coast, if you know what I'm saying, okay? And he would meet people, and he'd engage people, and he'd have a conversation. And how are you doing, Russ? And how's life? And what do you do for a living? And, oh, I do so-and-so. And what do you do? Well, I help people buy and sell homes. And then he'd say, the mayor campaign dialogue. Because he said, if I was running for mayor, who'd vote for me? That's the way he viewed his database. He was his constituency. And he's in Chicago, where they've systemized politics down to a science and with a mixture of organized crime. So the mayor campaign goes like this. Oh, by the way, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or a family member who was, do you have a realtor you'd refer them to? It powerful dialogue. What's the response you think most times to the mayor campaign? No, I don't, to be honest with you. Well, I'd love to stay in contact with you. I send out items of value every month in the mail, things that are really great information, that are real pertinent, not only about the industry, but about finances. I'd love to send these things to you and keep you informed, let you know what's going on. Where'd be a great place for me to send these to? In case I need to get a hold of you, what's a great number to reach you at? And now you're adding people to the database that's getting fresher as you go.